hills. Why do I love hills? I think hills are one of the most important workouts to consider. Speed work's great. Distance training is wonderful. Time trials are definitely fun, but hills are my favorite. And I realize a lot of people have to go out of their way to find a hill, and that's not always going to happen. Around my neighborhood, there's a slight incline in one direction, but not enough to call it a hill. And without a good nearby slope to climb, things get a little monotonous. But why do I love hills? It's a physical challenge. It's something on the horizon. It's blocking the rest of everything behind it. And you get to witness yourself overcoming it. It's not just a distance. Hills are very effective training material for a lot of great reasons. One of which is injury prevention. You're getting a varied range of motion for your knees, for your ankles, for your foot positioning. And while running uphill can seem like the hardest part because it's like wearing a weighted vest with every step you take, running downhills can be what ends your entire career. If you don't train that impact, it might feel fun at first, but a constant pounding of a downhill is going to ruin you. So it's very crucial that we implement them regularly. This week, I did hills every day that I ran, except for one. On Friday, I did a speed work just to fit some mileage in. But the week was centered around doing hills, and it went well. Every place I got to go, every drive I took, building the inspiration for the workout or the time trial in front of me, it reminded me that I need to be doing this at least once a week. And I don't think I was really putting it off. I just wasn't really thinking about it being important. And hills aren't just a physical barrier to overcome. It's also got this really fun element to it, especially if you're doing an out and back, where going up, you hit the halfway point in mileage going uphill, but the halfway point in mileage is not the halfway point in effort, because then you get to go downhill and, like mountain biking, you get to coast a little bit. While on the way up, it's strength training and it's heart rate training. You could be breaking a sweat. You could be really getting into it quickly. High intensity interval training even. On the way down, it matters about cadence, foot positioning. You get to have a good view. And this is even before we get into trail running. Any hill running, the second half is the fun part. Whereas usually when running on a flat ground or on a time trial course, the second half sucks. Because yeah, you're almost done, but the second half is when you've already spent the energy of the first half. So doing a hill workout, you get to go up halfway, and at that halfway point, you're at maybe 65% of the effort spent. The other 35 is kind of just endurance and coasting and injury prevention. It's obviously a big part of it too. But I didn't learn that from anybody. That's kind of just been something I noticed. No one told me that. I think hills are fun, and they don't need to be thought of as so negative. Now, hill repeats, if you're doing interval training on a hill, that's what people usually think about when they think of a hill workout. So I get it. Those suck. Because when you're going downhill, you're not thinking about celebrating. You're thinking about having to go back uphill again. And I haven't done those yet, but I will be. And maybe that'll change my mind about this. But if you're going for an out and back, go uphill first. It is so nice.
It was a different time, it was a different life. I really miss those times, damn, I really miss those guys. Shine a light. It was a different time, it was a different life. Shine a light, how time flies by. Damn, I really miss those guys. Shine a light. Shine a light. Shine a light. Shine a light, how time flies by. Damn, I really miss those guys. Looking back at the past time, how things change. Ain't it hard to remember the days when we chilled after college in an empty park? Drank some beers, then we'd hit the pub, then we'd hit the rave. Then
was not so bad. First time doing 2 runs in a day, as far as I can remember. By the day, I mean like, I think it was like 3 or 4 hours apart. So really in the day, not like happened to run at midnight and then ran after I slept. And it feels good. It feels like I can do this again. So we'll keep going. Spring's coming. We just did 3 miles on Friday morning, leaving the long run for tomorrow evening, and that's it. Stuff to do, and I'm just happy that during weeks of 47 miles, I can still do a 3-mile workout, and that's it for the day. Feels good to set yourself up for success. I gotta knock on some wood somewhere around here.
You shine a light. You shine a light. How time flies by. Damn, I really miss those guys. You shine a light.
It's a nice place to live. And when the sun's out, people smoke. What's not to like?
You shine a light. It was a different time. It was a different life. I really miss those times. Damn, I really miss those guys. You shine a light. It was a different time. It was a different life. How time flies by. Damn, I really miss those guys. You shine a light.
Alright, that was really good. That forwards the idea that the 20 mile is way better than the 30K. I think every time I've done a 20 mile, it is at a faster pace, if not a faster time altogether, than the 30K I did previously. I feel great. I'm about to stretch, and I need to stretch, and I need to go on a long walk just to be safe. But every run this week, except for the workout Friday, was a hill workout, or at least it was a hill run, meaning that for every mile on average, there's 50 feet of inclination. For the 4-mile run, there was at least 200 feet. For the 5-mile, there was at least 250. For the 20-miler, I have not yet checked what the inclination was, but it's this much, which I am gonna go ahead and assume that that's over 1,000 feet total. And I feel incredible. I feel really good. As of right now, I have run 47.3 miles this week. That is exactly the amount I ran last time I hit a peak. So next week, if I can hit my mileage goal, it will be the furthest I've ever run in a week. So we're here. We are officially at uncharted territory, and I'm stoked. I think I'm just a little bit taken aback at how I feel, knowing how injured I should be right now, and I'm not. So I'm sorry, I'm not very good at this, but yeah, game on. Next week we're gonna be doing 52 miles, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.